What's going on, Orlando Magic fans? Welcome to the Six-Man Show Postgame Live, presented by Rock'em. Guys, I don't even know what to say anymore, guys. Like I genuinely, I'm just at a loss for words, because once again the Magic win. Count on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in a row. Tonight they beat the Wizards again. This time 130 to 125. Your Orlando Magic are 14-5, and I literally don't know what to say. They've won 9 in a row. Tomorrow they have a chance to have a new franchise record for consecutive wins in Brooklyn tomorrow, a chance to win 10 in a row. How poetic that it comes against the team that last beat you. But we're going to talk about tomorrow later in the show. Right now, we're going to talk about tonight, and we're going to talk to the chat, because chat, I need you guys to lead the show tonight, because I don't have the words. So I need to read words from you, because what else can be said, guys? Like, what? I've said it before on the show. I thought the Magic would be good. I did not think the Magic would be great. Now, there's a long way to go in this season, obviously, before we can officially say the Magic had a great season and are a great team. But right now, they are playing like a great team. I know Washington's bad. Washington is terrible. Terrible basketball team. I mean, bad team over there. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We beat them. If we're a good team, we should beat bad teams, and we've done that this week. Hard to believe, guys. Hard to believe. Okay, welcome to the Six-Man Show Postgame Live, presented by Rock'em. I'm producer Kevin. Glad you're here. Clevin, that's my new name. Producer Kevin, glad you're here. Before we get into the chat, before we talk about this game, before we talk about tomorrow, before we talk about 9 in a row, before we talk about going for 10 in a row, before we talk about any of those things, we're going to talk about Rock'em. Rock'em is the world's largest sock store. They're a Central Florida company. They're located in Orlando. And we talked about this on the last show. But on a night like tonight, when the Magic win yet again, first off, why not shop at Rock'em.com? And when you do, use the code MAGIC20. But look at these new socks that Rock'em came out with. This is what I'm telling you guys. Rock'em doesn't do this for any team. Okay? This is because Rock'em is an Orlando company, and they love the Magic. And so they did something wild, something crazy for the Orlando Magic. Look how ludicrous this is. Magic win, code Magic win, Papa John's pizza socks with a QR code on the foot that sent you to Papa John's to order your pizza. Oh my goodness. If you didn't see this on the last episode, I just had to share this here. Crazy. We love Rock'em. Rock'em is just, I've mentioned a bunch, but they're just a great company with great people. They love the Magic. They love the Six-Man Show. And so we're pumped to be partnering with them this season. And so it'd be awesome if you would shop there and use the code MAGIC20 to get 20% off at checkout at Rock'em.com. It gets you some cool gear, whether it's Magic or NFL, NHL, college, even non-sports things. We've talked about like Marvel and Disney and Harry Potter. They have a new whole collection from The Office. As we're gearing up for these holidays, if you want to buy some things like that for your loved ones, but of course they do have Magic gear. And when you do, use that code MAGIC20, helps out the Six-Man Show, helps out Rock'em, and you get some great gear along the way. So check them out. Chat, how are we doing tonight? Again, I'm going to need you guys to guide the show tonight, because I don't know what else to say, guys. I am as big of a Magic fan as there is on this planet, okay? I love that we're winning, but my brain can't comprehend it. My brain has been conditioned for over a decade to not be used to this. And so my brain can't get my mouth to say things right now. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, guys. So I'm going to rely on you. First off, we do have a super chat from Ty Mr. TV. As always, he's always here. He says, hit the like button. Thank you for the tickets. Try to get the fans that chant play our song. Yeah, we were gifted some a couple pairs of tickets tonight from different season ticket holders and stuff, and we offered them to some of our patrons. And Ty Mr. TV is a member of our Patreon, and he won the tickets tonight. So Ty, so glad you got to go to the game tonight. What a game to be at, by the way. Glad you got to see that. Amazing show by Paolo. Second half was incredible by Franz, Joe, Mo. We'll talk about it all, but glad you got to see it in person, bro. Appreciate the super chat. Oh, the only hero says, I think our boys did pretty well tonight, considering it was the Magic versus the Wizards and Scott Foster. That's funny. Scott Foster is just a guy, man. It's just a guy. Atlas says, there's a chance we end up as the 1 seed by the end of the night here. We are so back. Yeah, we're going to be keeping an eye on that. By the end of this broadcast tonight, that game should be done unless it goes to insane overtimes or whatever. Let me pull up that game. Obviously, we're going to check the scores as we always do at the end of every episode. Right now, the Celtics are on top by 3, which, by the way, is very impressive for the Sixers considering how beat up they are right now. Missing a ton of guys, but the Celtics are up 3 with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, so we'll keep an eye on that for sure. But you're right. Magic could be atop the Eastern Conference by the end of this show, actually. Not even by the end of the night, end of this show. Oh, my goodness, guys. Maniac Slap says, big dub team could have easily laid down. We didn't. Man, yeah. Here's the thing. We talked about it coming into this stretch. This stretch with Charlotte, Washington. We said, if this team is what we think they are, you sweep it. And what do? They sweep it. Not just those 3 games. They sweep the entire 6-game homestand, which has never happened in the history of the Orlando Magic. 35 years it's never happened. I just can't, guys. I can't understand it. It's just crazy. Oh, my goodness. Atlas said, had to sweat this one out, but a W is a W, 100%. Doc2 says, hard to complain, 9 wins in a row. Luis Rosario says, 5 players in double digits. Amazing. Daidala says, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't always pretty, but we did it. Absolutely. Franz Boogie says, I hate Kuzma so much. Yeah, welcome to the club, bro. Can't stand that guy. Soul Train, I mean, this is it. This is the night. Franz and Paolo combined for 59 points, 15 assists, and 20 rebounds. Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now with that? Oh. And, guys, they are 22 and 21 years old. I just sometimes you just got to say those words out loud and let your body absorb them. Because right now, this team is on a 9-game win streak, just swept a 6-game homestand. Your 2 best players combined for those numbers, 59, 15, and 20, and they are 22 and 21 years old. What are they going to do when they are in their prime in 5 years, 6 years, 7 years? What are they going to do? What are they going to be? It's overwhelming. Maybe that's the word I should use right now. I'm overwhelmed, guys. I'm overwhelmed. Dizzy says our 2 star boys are starting to dominate simultaneously. We've talked about this before. It seems like it's like an alternating thing. Like one night, one guy's on fire. Another night, another guy's on fire. Last game, Franz was unconscious, couldn't miss, and Paolo was held to single digits. Tonight, Paolo starts the game incredible, 15 points in the first half. He was brilliant, but Franz couldn't, knock down shots in the first half. But then the second half, they were both just cooking. Oh, man, I need to skip ahead a little bit. Joe says, finally, the Magic has come back to Orlando. Man, I'm telling you. Chris Dees says, Joe Ingles is my spirit animal, always talking smack, and has just enough vertical to clear a sheet of paper. Play the freaking song. Let's go. Love that. Soul Train said, J.I. had 7 minutes. Maybe he'll play more tomorrow. I don't know if you missed it, Soul Train. J.I. sprained his ankle tonight. So that's why he was limited. I would be absolutely stunned if he played tomorrow. I would guess that J.I. is out tomorrow, unfortunately. The Only Hero says Joe Ingles moves 3 miles per hour driving to the rim, and I love it. He's amazing. Dizzy says Mo Wagner, King of Charges. Absolutely. Oh, man. I'm going to skip ahead a little further here. Let's see. Matt. Oh, this is great. He says Matt says, I guess we didn't overpay, and quotes for Mo Wagner after all. Man, absolutely not. Offensively, the best backup center in the league. Undoubtedly, unquestionably, there's no backup center that's doing what Mo is doing every single night consistently. Sean says Franz should be Eastern Conference Player of the Week, making it back-to-back for the Magic. He's making a case for it. Obviously, we'll see what he does tomorrow, but it's going to be hard to argue. If you go 4-0 again, or it would be 3-0. You go 3-0 this week, and he's, shooting the way he's shooting, scoring the way he's scoring. I mean, wow. Andrew says, let's go Magic. Absolutely, sir. Make it make sense. Says the NBA is not ready. Apparently not. Michael from Ireland says, thanks as always, Kevin. 9 in a row. Let's make it 10. Go Magic. Hit that like button, maniacs. Yeah. Why don't you do what Michael said? If you're hanging out with us tonight, go ahead and hit that like button. It would mean a lot. It's free. Doesn't hurt anything. Doesn't cost a thing. And it helps the show out. Come on. Oh, I'm skipping ahead a little more. Oh, we got a super chat here. Durandal says, 6-man show. Never forget Paolo and Franz's warmth. How could you? How could anyone forget Paolo and Franz's warmth? An all-time great moment in the history of the 6-man show podcast. One that will never be forgotten. Ryan says, great win and had a great time tonight. Glad, Ryan. Glad you got to go to the game. It was a good one. Chat, you guys are crazy right now. The Magic Maniacs are out on this Friday night. Another super chat from Ty Mr. TV. He says, I got in a 6-fan shout out too. Let's go Magic. Nice. Yes. Right now, Ben Gifford is doing the 6-fan show outside of Amway. So Ty Mr. TV was able to be on that. That's awesome. That's really cool. Axis says we really need Kel and Dell back. Yeah, I think so. I think it's time. The cool thing is that if those guys, well, let me back up. Wendell, I don't know if he's ready to come back, obviously. Broken hand. We're in that window where they said that he might be able to come back. But Markelle with the whole knee tendonitis thing, were they holding him out this long because we're winning maybe? It's possible. Like, could he have come back several games ago? It's possible. But I think, if you can get him back starting next week, especially the next couple of weeks, we have such a light schedule because of the in-season tournament. A lot of days off. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we can get both those guys back. A couple more of these, and we're going to talk about this game a little bit. The Trig says, how to get 50% off Papa John's. I'm so glad you asked. To get 50% off Papa John's, first off, you have to be in Central Florida. So that's within 150 miles of Orlando, but not within 75 miles of Miami. It's complicated. And then you have to shop online at papajohns.com. The code's only good online, and you use the code MAGICWIN. Here, I'll show you. It's on these socks right here. MAGICWIN. You use the code MAGICWIN, and that'll get you 50% off your order on papajohns.com, but not till tomorrow, okay? It's good the next day after Magic games, okay? But yeah, that's how you get 50% off at papajohns.com. Oh, my goodness. I saw a couple more super chats coming in here. Let's see. Michael says teams are going to be coming for our heads because of the streak. Yeah, it's facts. That is facts. We just got done playing, obviously, three very easy teams. Three very easy games against two of the worst teams in the league in Charlotte and then twice against Washington. You play Brooklyn tomorrow. That's a good team, not a great team. A team I think you should beat, but you're on the second night of a back-to-back. But they're going to be coming for our heads. You better believe it. They already beat us by 20 once this year. And then you go into next week. Next week's interesting. You get Cleveland and Detroit. Cleveland's a good team. Detroit is an awful team. Then you play Cleveland again the week after that. We still got a little ways until we start playing the big boys again. But you're right. Even if we lose the next 4 games, let's say we lose the next 4 games. We're not going to. Let's say we do. You're 14-9. Once we start playing the big boys again in a couple weeks, you're exactly right. They're going to be trying to set this team, make their heads smaller. I'll put it that way. Not that I think this team is overconfident right now, but they're confident. And I think there's a lot of teams, you're exactly right, that'll be coming for us. But I think we're going to be up for the challenge. We'll see. Oh, man, another super chat here from Red5 MCO says $9 for 9 wins, and that is all. Let's go. I like that. $9 for 9 dubs. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for the super chat. Love that. It's very creative. Ty Mr. TV says, took my dad to this game, and it's his first match game. That's awesome. How wholesome. Love that for you, Ty. Glad you got to do that, man. Mango Man, QR code on the socks ain't working for me right now. Well, hold on a second. You don't have the socks, do you? You just try to take a picture of the picture of socks? It's not going to work on there. Yeah, you got to have the socks. Unless you have the socks. Let me know if they're not working. We'll let Rockham know. But if you're trying to take a picture, that QR code on the picture, not going to work for you. Robert says, I was at the game and the fans were loud. I can feel the city coming together. Bro, it's so true, man. So true. So true. Got to interrupt as we cross the 200 Magic Maniac mark. Welcome to all of you crazy folks here on the first Friday night of December. Over 230 of you Magic Maniacs are here celebrating the 9th consecutive win for the Orlando Magic. Glad you guys are here. If this is your first time joining us, welcome to the Six Man Show Postgame Live. It's presented by Rocco. I'm producer Kevin. We are the Six Man Show. We're an Orlando Magic podcast. We put out shows every Monday and Thursday, and we have this postgame show live after every single Orlando Magic game. So if you're new, subscribe to us here on YouTube, or if you're listening to us later or listening to us on a podcast platform or whatever, subscribe to us there. Hit the like button. We're really pumped that you're here. All right, we're making our way to the bottom of the chat now that I'm officially caught up. Glad we are here, guys. I'm going to check the score of the Boston game one more time, and then I'm going to talk about this game, give my thoughts about this game. Okay, it is still a 3-point game. Boston with a 3-point lead with 1:18 to go. We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys, let me talk about this game. First quarter, very disappointing. Very disappointing. Thought we came out very flat. And again, the Wizards, you should score a bunch on the Wizards. We scored 130 plus in these two games. Wizards are terrible on defense. Terrible. So you score 31 points, that's great. But you give up 36. You give up 36. Part of it was not great defense, but a big part of it was turnovers. Same thing in the second quarter. Turnovers and some poor defense. A lot of people in the chat and other people on Twitter and stuff tonight were saying bad defense, bad defense, bad defense. I think it's partially true. Don't get me wrong. But the Wizards, they just score. That's what they do. This is a high-scoring team. That's all they care about is scoring. They're not going to defend. And so, yeah, the Wizards are going to score points. It's going to happen. And some nights better than others. The Wizards tonight shot the ball really well, especially in that first half. To me, the issue was the turnovers. You had 9 turnovers in the first half. And a lot of them were unforced. And so that's the kind of stuff that you can control. Obviously, you can play good defense and Washington can still hit tough shots. Now, they had a lot of open shots tonight. But the stuff you can control, the stuff that hurts you the most are those turnovers. And 9 turnovers in the first half was just not good enough. Magic trailed the entire first quarter, got their first lead at 42-41 with 9:10 left in the second quarter, but then trailed again at the half, 61-58. And again, I just thought the defense was okay. It wasn't great, but the turnovers just not good enough. Powell was great in the first half, though. 15 points, 6 boards at the half. Joe Ingles had 8 points and 6 assists in the first half. That's the third time this season he's had 6 assists and a half, by the way. Crazy, Joe Ingles. Crazy. Third quarter, back and forth. This was a tight game. Even in the fourth quarter, tight game. The Magic ended up pulling away, getting a 7-point lead in that third quarter before the Wizards got back into the lead even there in the third and early fourth quarter. And then this team just flipped a switch, kind of like it did on Wednesday against Washington, where they just kind of extended the lead, had a 7-point lead, 8-point lead, 9-point lead-ish for basically the last 4 minutes or so of this game and put it away. The only thing I'll mention about this before we look at the box score and everything, how about that closing lineup? I don't remember us closing a game with this lineup yet this season. It was Mo Wagner, Paolo, Franz, Joe Ingles, and Jalen. They played 7 straight minutes, more than 7 straight minutes, from about the 8:50 mark down to a minute, right before it ended up being like a free throw battle. Very interesting lineup. First off, it's an interesting lineup, but second off, very interesting that Mo's just rode that lineup all the way home, and it paid off. It paid off because that Joe Ingles, Mo Wagner, duo is just lethal. Lethal, man. Those guys are crazy. And I love that David and Jeff mentioned it on the broadcast. He's like, we know this is coming. I assume that Washington knows this is coming. Why can't they stop it? And it's just because it's lethal. They've just got something figured out, man. It's impressive. It's impressive. So yeah, credit the Magic. They pulled away in the fourth quarter. Wait, hold on. Edmund, you're in Yorktown? No shot. What? Okay, so I lived in Newport News. My mom still lives in Newport News. And so my best friends are in Yorktown. I grew up going to Yorktown all the time. That's insane, bro. We'll have to talk sometime. That's crazy. Crazy. Love that. Sorry, I got thrown off there. What a small freaking world. Yorktown, Virginia in the house. Holy smokes. That's crazy. All right. I was going to say one other thing before we talk. Oh, that was what it was going to be. Terrence Ross. Terrence Ross, big day for him today. He officially announces that he retired. He had mentioned it in passing a couple times on streams and other places that it was probably the end for him. but he officially announces it today on his podcast. Wait, you live in Newport News too? What? You at Langley? Holy smokes, the 757, the Peninsula, is in the house. That's crazy. That's insane, bro. I was literally just there last week. That whole week last week where I was doing the post-game lives from a tiny room that was in Newport News. It's crazy. What a freaking small world. Let's go. Yeah, Terrence Ross, Human Torch, announced his retirement today. W's in the chat for Terrence Ross, a big favorite of us at the Six Man Show and all Magic fans. He's literally been a friend of our show for a long time. Great guy, and just always a fan favorite. Great to see him, and definitely go back and watch that. By the way, if you haven't seen that yet, go watch the T. Ross podcast. It's right here on YouTube. It's a wholesome conversation. Terrence is like, I've done all I wanted to do. I had a great career. I just want to be a dad. Basically, that's what it boils down to. He's like, I'm hurting. I'm old. My knees hurt. My back hurts. But yeah, we love Terrence. So anyway, what I was also going to say was glad to see him in the building tonight. I know they recognized him in the arena, and yeah, got big cheers. Yeah, Ty, yeah, big cheers tonight, which he deserves. Okay, let's take a look at the box score. Before we do, I have some sad news to report regarding the Boston game. The Celtics are now up by 6 with 4 seconds to go. So it looks like, well, I guess you guys are saying it's already done. Yeah, game's over. Sixers lose, which means the Celtics win, which means the Magic will still be one game back of the Boston Celtics tonight. Unfortunate, but that's okay. That's all right. We still beat them. All right, guys, let's take a look at the box score as we always do. We're going to start off with Franz Wagner. Rough start to this game. I think they said he was 1 of 6 to start the game, but ends up 9 of 17, including 12 of 14 from the free throw line. 7 boards, 8 assists for 31 points. Franz was great in the second half. Ryan Singh says, just got on the Six Fan Show. Let's go. Can't wait to see that. That'll be awesome. Paolo, 28 points tonight. 13 boards, 7 assists. 3 assists away from a triple-double. 11 of 20 from the field. This is what's crazy, though. 3 of 4 from 3. 75% tonight. The guy is on fire from distance right now. Cannot believe it. It's crazy, man. Makes all 3 of his free throws. And here's what I've talked about this several times on the show. Paolo, Franz combined for 2 turnovers. None for Franz, by the way. Crazy. 2 turnovers. You're going to win most nights when you get numbers like that out of those 2 guys. They were just terrific. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can hopefully see it a little better. They were just terrific, man. Hard to believe. Hard to believe what we have in those 2 guys. Again, 22 and 21 years old. Crazy. Orlando Magic PR just tweeted that Franz has scored 30 points in 3 straight games. He is the first Magic player since Dwight Howard from February 13th, 25th, and 2011 with 3 straight 30-point games. This next sentence is funny, though. The team record is 14 games set by Tracy McGrady, March 5th to April 1st, 2003. Yeah, T-Mac was nuts. 14 straight games, 30 points. I don't know if Franz will hit that, but maybe sometime in his career. Maybe sometime. But these 2, just crazy. 59 points. So good. Goga. Just doing Goga things. 3 points for him. 5 boards. 4 assists. Only had 1 shot tonight. And it was a freaking 3. No shots at the rim. No dunks. No offensive putbacks. Just a 3-ball. So maybe I shouldn't say Goga doing Goga things, because that's not a Goga thing. He's a capable 3-point shooter if he's left wide open. But that's not something we see every night. No attempts at the rim for him. No attempts in the paint. Only 1 offensive rebound. And his only point was a triple. So funny. Jalen was so good tonight again. 15 points for him. 5 of 9 from the field. 2 of 6 from 3. 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Along with 2 boards, 4 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Just everywhere. Got into foul trouble early, but credit to him. Did a great job in the second half. Defending really well while not fouling. Great game for Jalen Suggs, per usual. Anthony Black Played 23 minutes tonight. I think it's the most he's played in maybe a couple weeks. But 6 points for him, 2 boards, 3 assists. Had 1 turnover. It was a really bad one. Terrible pass. But, only 1 turnover in 23 minutes from a rookie. You'll take it. Joe Ingles, man, solid night for him. I feel like Joe Ingles, man, this is true of a lot of guys on our team. But right now, I feel like Joe, like every time he touches the ball, Amway there's like this buzz. I don't know. It's something about him. There's something magical about Joe Ingles. I don't know if he's just so the opposite of what you expect of an NBA player. Like he's just got this dad bod. He's so slow. And he's a lefty. Like everything about him is unorthodox. And so I don't know if Amway just loves that about him or what, but it's so funny. Every time he's driving to the rim, every time he's taking a 3, like whatever it is, it's just this buzz at Amway. It's hilarious. But anyway, good night for him. 14 points, 7 assists. Gary Harris, a little bit cold from 3 tonight, 1 of 6, but ends up with 8 points. Cole, quietest night for Cole, maybe all season. Only 4 points for him, but look at this. He only played less than 17 minutes tonight. That unit that played those 7 straight minutes in the fourth is the reason for that. Cole usually comes in the fourth quarter for a long stretch, closes out the games. Tonight he didn't. This is why this is important. Number one, Mosley rode the hot hand and won you the game. But the Magic play tomorrow night. Cole Anthony played less than 17 minutes tonight. That means you just saved him up big time tomorrow. He can play 30 minutes tomorrow, maybe more. And I expect a big bounce back game from Cole tomorrow. You know, he is not happy with 4 points. Not happy with 4 points. He's going to be hungry tomorrow, especially because he's going to get some sizable minutes tomorrow night after only playing less than 17 tonight. But Mo Wagner, terrific. 18.6 boards for him. Just eating up whatever is thrown his way. I mean, he loves to roll to the rim, and he's been great. Jonathan Isaac had the and 1 tonight. That's his 3 points, along with 5 boards, but did turn his ankle. I expect Jonathan to be out once again, several games, unfortunately. But once again, as I mentioned earlier, the schedule for the Magic opens up big time after this weekend. Obviously, we get a back-to-back here. But then next week, the schedule is just so jacked up because of the in-season tournament. There's only 2 games next week. And, a lot of time for rest, potentially. So let's look at the individual box score. As far as the Wizards, Kuzma had 27, but I don't care about Kyle Kuzma. All my homies hate Kyle Kuzma. As far as that's interesting. As far as the team stats go, Magic lost the first quarter and won the next 3. It's exactly what happened on Wednesday night. Lost the first quarter, won the next 3. So, can't be mad at that. 60 points in the paint for the Magic. Only 7 fast break points again. Interesting. Bench points tied with the Wizards tonight. A lot of that obviously has to do with Cole Anthony, only scoring 4 points. But 47 for the bench tonight. 14 turnovers. That's an okay night, but especially considering the fact that you had 9 in the first half to only have 5 in the second half, that's a big W. Got to be happy with that. Let's look at the ESPN team stats here. Magic shot 51% from the field, 38% from 3, only 78% from the free throw line. They go 26 of 33 tonight. Who had the free throw misses here? Oh, that's the Wizards. Jalen was 3 of 5. Franz 12 of 14. So each, no one was horrible. I mean, obviously small sample size here, these guys, but you'd like to see the Magic hit a couple more free throws there. 26 of 33. They out-rebound the Wizards. They have 35 assists on 46 field goals. That's insane. Wow. 15 turnovers. We mentioned the points in the paint and the fouls. Solid night for this team. Let's take a look at the other scores from the league. Obviously, the one game we really, really cared about did not go the Magic's way. The Knicks also beat the Raptors. Grizzlies beat them. Wow, Grizzlies beat the Mavericks. That's interesting. Pelicans getting ready to beat the Spurs again. Way to go, NBA. Way to go, ESPN, for putting the Spurs on national TV all the time so they can keep losing. It's just a joke. And then, of course, the Magic beat the Wizards 130 to 125. So now we're going to take a look at the standings. And yep, they are updated. Unfortunately, the Magic are still one game back of the Boston Celtics. But look at that, 14-5. That is crazy. That is crazy. 9 wins in a row. What's the next longest win streak? 3? The next longest win streak is 3, held by 4 different teams. That's crazy. That is crazy. Tomorrow, this team can go 10-0. I can't. I can't, guys. I can't. All right, chat, get your final thoughts in here before we say goodbye. I'm going to talk about tomorrow's game, obviously, but let me hear your thoughts in the chat. Tomorrow, guys, there's so many things, so many storylines tomorrow. You got the 10-game win streak. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal. Franchise record, potentially 10-game win streak. You have the revenge factor, the fact that that's the last team you lost to, the Brooklyn Nets, and they beat you by 20, a game that you were very much in at halftime. In fact, I believe you had the lead at halftime, and you just got destroyed in the second half by the Brooklyn Nets. So revenge will definitely be on the minds of this team. You got a second night of a back-to-back, and then you also have a long layoff before the next game. I believe it isn't until Wednesday the Magic play because, again, of the in-season tournament. I'm just going to double-check my facts, make sure I'm accurate, because they just added these games next week because the Magic, unfortunately, did not qualify for the in-season tournament. Yeah, so we don't play again until Wednesday. So while it is a second night of back-to-back, I expect the guys to play a ton of minutes tomorrow because they get 3 days off. So lots of storylines. This is so interesting. On paper, this is not the biggest test of the Magic season. It's not. The Denver game, huge test. The Boston game, huge test. Even these 3 games against terrible opponents was a test. Tomorrow is a different kind of test for this team. It's almost a test of pressure. Something this team hasn't felt ever. These guys have not felt this, have not felt pressure. Maybe they don't feel it. Hopefully they don't. But there's a little bit of pressure on their shoulders tomorrow for all those reasons I just mentioned. Second out of a back-to-back, team that already beat you by 20 can get revenge. And then, of course, the franchise record win streak. That is pressure, no matter what you want to call it. It's not the same pressure as playoffs or finals or whatever, but it is pressure. It's pressure, something they haven't experienced before. And so I'm very curious to see how they handle that. They got to go on the road, second night of back-to-back, fly up to Brooklyn. How are they going to handle it? So far, they've answered every single test this season. They've passed it with flying colors. Will they pass tomorrow's test? That remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. Doc2 says, we may need emergency services on standby for producer Kevin if the Magic win tomorrow night. Yeah. I'll just be speechless again. No, if we win tomorrow night, I'm going to be freaking fired up. I'm going to be real fired up if we win tomorrow night. Franchise record, you get revenge. I mean, I'm going to be pumped. Yeah, let's see. Just trying to get the final thoughts here from chat. Soul Train says, my birthday is Sunday. I want 10 in a row. Happy early birthday. Joe says, let's make history. Let's make history. Let's make it 10. Let's do it. Steven says, we need to get that back for the last game. Got to thank them for the wake-up call, though. Yeah, absolutely. D. Randall says, if we win tomorrow, I want a 2-hour post-game episode. I promise that's not going to happen because tomorrow, for those who don't know, I'm a diehard Florida State fan. Tomorrow night, this post-game live will be happening during the ACC championship game. So I promise you I will not be doing a 2-hour episode tomorrow night. I will be locked in on the Magic, especially if we win. But I will also have a side eye on Florida State tomorrow night because tomorrow's a big game for Florida State. Huge game for Florida State. I don't know if we're going to win. For those that don't know, we're down to our backup quarterback. He's not even 100%. We might have to play our third-string quarterback tomorrow. It's the ACC championship game. If we win, we're probably in the college football playoff. It's a big deal. I'm a little bit stressed out about it, but at least the Magic are winning, and that gets to distract me. Joe Hunter says, yes, go FSU. Let's do it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us tonight. Oh, goodness. That's going to do it for us tonight. Great night for the Magic. 9 in a row. Again, it's hard to believe. Join us again tomorrow. We'll be right back here after the game. Hopefully it's after a win. Hopefully it's after a historical win. Also tonight, be on the lookout. Latest episode of the Six Fan Show will go up sometime tonight from our YouTube account. Check that out. Otherwise, we'll be back here tomorrow night. Have a great Saturday, everyone. Until then, let's go Magic!